All right, everyone. Here we are with ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. Hope you guys find this video helpful and informative, and it means you well. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Tesla has had a run, right? We've had some recovery here. They'll like to call it the V-shaped recovery, but it's actually dipped, leveled off, and it broke through resistance today, which is great stuff for Tesla. It finally broke through the 50-day moving average, having a slight recovery, getting back into bullish territory. Now, the question is, could this momentum continue next week? I mean, there could be the possibility that they can break through resistance levels, but they have a lot of work to do, and they have to load up on shares to continue maintaining this momentum and supports here that they've created. Now, the highs here, I want to mention it for anybody that's a first-time viewer or first-time coming across my channel, is 538 and some change. I like to round it down to the number 538. That is the highest point this stock has reached pre-split and after the split, right? Post-split. This is the highest valuation that the stock has reached in the history of Tesla, and it is one of the most pivotal moments for the bulls to break through to reach newer highs. Very, very important for the bulls. They need to break through 538. If you've seen this already, excuse me, and I apologize for having to see this again, but I really want every viewer and every investor to take advantage of this information and not miss out on knowing that this is important. This is the highest point. I mean, we go out and we zoom out. I mean, the bullish run in August, right? It was down here at 274, and then it started to run up till the date of the split, right? The split was here on the 31st, and then it ran, and that's the highest point this stock has reached. Now, I also want to point out the lowest point that it's reached post-split, not pre-split, but post-split, and that is 308. This is one of the most pivotal moments for the bears. If the bears can break through 308, they can start to bring this to newer lows and bring this below pre-split prices, right? Below where it actually split, and it started to trade on split pricing and so forth. I mean, the pre-split pricing was close to 440, 445, and we've kind of recovered that here. So the bulls have done a really good job on bringing this one back up and getting it out of the hole, breaking through the 50-day moving average, and even though the bears have tore them down, they have come back and brought this up and leveled off. So let's zoom in here and see what is important for Monday, right? So before jumping into the new points, the resistance level was definitely broken, and the bulls broke through the 50-day moving average. Quickly, the bears reappeared, brought this down, but the bulls did not give up, didn't allow this to continue to hit newer lows because the bears were on their way to gaining control by keeping it below the 50-day moving average, and the bulls rebounced this one, and it leveled off at 448.28. So let's move this to its new locations. Let's see where our resistance levels go now, and our new support. So I'm going to do this as narrow as possible, and then we can go into detail on much further out things, which is not that big of a difference, but the highest point reached in the day for the bulls was 451.06. I mean, if that gets broken through, the bulls are definitely going in an upward direction, further away from the 50-day moving average upwards, and they can start to reach new highs and new resistance levels. This is the lowest point here at 428.86. That's our support after the dip, and the lowest point before the recovery for the bulls to gain control again, and they used the 50-day moving average as support here to have this run. Now, if 428.86 gets broken through, not only did the bears accomplish breaking through the 50-day moving average, getting into bearish territory, but they broke through the support level, and they are getting themselves deeper into bearish territory, gaining control, and if they're able to do that, the next lowest point is 421.37 before this recovery and run early in the day. And if that gets broken through, then the bears have definitely broken through two support levels, broke through the 50-day moving average, and they're bringing this down to new support levels and newer lows. So that's something to bear in mind and keep as a reference. But before all that happens, 428.86 is our support level. If the bears are able to get close to that or break through it, this will start to test newer lows. And the only way for it to recover is if the bulls load up on stocks and bring this one back up. Now, our 50-day moving average is 434.71. Let's see if I can land exactly on that number. It's not allowing me, but 434.71 is very important. I'd write that down because as long as we're above it, the bulls are in full health. Once it gets crossed, the bears are starting to gain control, and once they break through support, they are definitely going from gaining leverage to gaining control on this stock to bring it down to newer lows. So very important to keep in mind. 434.71 is our 50-day moving average. Now, it closed off at 448.28. For the bulls to continue this momentum they've created here, even though the bears tried to tear them down and it reached these lows here, the bears have to really come in strong to create this to happen again. Now, the bulls have created momentum here. So the bulls are going to need to break through the first resistance level, and that's 450.53. If the bulls can break through 450.53 and turn that into a support, this stock will start to see newer highs and new resistance levels. Obviously, 450.53 is a great starting point for the bulls to continue the momentum, pulling themselves further away from the 50-day moving average, right, in an upward direction. Once 450.53 is broken through, the next one is fairly close at 451. And you could see that 451 is another resistance level here used earlier before this dip. So 451 will be a game changer if they can break through that and turn it into support so this stock can reach newer highs. At that point, the most recent high here was 461.84. That is the first resistance level that will be pivotal for the bulls in the short term of the last couple of days, because that's the highest point after this recovery that the bulls have created from this bearish trend. And 461 needs to be broken through, turn into support, and the bulls can start to reach new highs. But before that, 450.53, very important to be broken through by the bulls, turn into support, and start to work their way up to those newer highs and new resistance levels. By keeping in mind these cues and points of reference, I hope you guys are well equipped and found this video helpful and informative for Monday's trading day. If you guys feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button. But don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And thank you guys so much for watching. And let's make some money.